Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy Zelnia here with another Honkai Star Rail video. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I kind of skipped over rappers. A lot of stuff's been going on. I haven't really had time to focus as much on these kit breakdowns as I could. But now with the 2.7 kits are out, and we are getting Sunday in Fugue, and it's time, baby. So keep in mind, these are version 1 kits, so everything is subject to change. These kits are not going to be sticking throughout the entirety of the 2.7 beta, but with how amazing Facial and Linsha and Mose, my fucking goat, have come out, as you've probably seen in like the latest few videos I've uploaded. I'm trying to get a lot more uploaded. We're looking quite good. I am looking forward to these kits. So first person we're going to look at here is Fugue's kit. So what we got here? It cannot see that clearly. Come back to me. That's why. Okay. Let me see if it's better off this way. All right, hold on. I should be going to let me see if the other place has them uploaded. Okay. All right. We'll look at it here. All right, so let's see. Now, Fugue is a 5-star fire nihility, which at first glance was kind of weird because it's like, wait a minute, Jiaoshi was a 5-star nihility. Why would they give us another 5-star fire nihility like that? So let's see what we got here. I'm going to also grab Honey. Where the hell is Honey Hunter at? I'm going to also go grab Honey Hunter, and we're going to break this down by nihility. Okay, cool. All right, let's get started. Let's see. 1125 HP, 582 attack, 557 defense, 102 speed, 100 taunt. Wait, how much speed? 102. So let's see. That's so by speed here. So she's right in here with Welt, Sampo, and Black Swan. Silver Wolf's still the highest raw nihility speed character at 107. That's cool. Attack. What did you say? She was at 582? 582? Okay. Okay, so she's here with Luca and Gwenfin. That's interesting. That kind of tells me she's not dot focused either. Defense 557. Wait, I read that right, correct? 557? 557. Wow. She's got the highest defense out of all nihility characters. Cool. Cool. Let's see. We already looked at speed. We gotta look at HP. HP is 1125, so that puts her in line with Acheron and Welt. Don't show me that. Don't show me that. Okay, let's see. The sense materials. The Immortal Cyanet and Immortal Blossom. Okay. And then her trace materials. Yeah, that's all the hill. That's all the second generation Hilly stuff. All right. Dolan's traces. I don't want to look at those shit yet. I'm gonna start from the first part. Okay. So basic attack is just single target enemy. Enhanced basic attack, single target enemy and adjacent. So this is a blast basic attack. Her E, grant Foxian Prayer to one designated ally, and this unit enters the Toward Scorch state, lasting for 3 turns. The duration of this turn reduces by 1 during the start of her turn. Okay, cool. So basically, we're just looking at a rework Ting Yun. Ally target with Foxian Prayer increases break effect by 20%. Every time after ally uses an attack, Fugue has a 100% base chance to reduce the attack enemy's target defense by 8%, lasting for 2 turns. While in Toward Scorch state, Fugue can't use her skill, and basic attack radiant streak is enhanced to Fiery Caress. Yo, like if we compare this to the original Ting Yun, this is actually way better. Like, so Boxing Prayer is pretty much benediction. And so if we look at it that way, it's like, okay, we're giving a 20% break effect increase, which I assume that 50% is capped out trace. And then 100% base chance to reduce attack enemy target's defense by 8% last week 2 turns. Wait a second. Oh. Who's running with Acheron right now? Acheron, Jiaochu, for sustain, it will be between Gallagher and Linksha. And then depending on who you have, you either are running a second Nihility, or if you have her E2, then you're probably running another support character, or hell, another Nihility character at that. For me, I'm usually running Ron May with her. Cause my Ron May is E2. So that's a huge increase to E2 with the S5 Flight Cone. So that's a huge increase to Acheron's damage. This isn't a direct Acheron buff, but it's definitely an Acheron buff, and let me explain why. You don't need to give Foxian Prayer to Acheron. You don't need to give Foxian Prayer to Acheron. Oh, technically, you don't even need to give it to you don't need to give it to Jiaochu either. You could give it to the sustain character. In fact, if I'm running Linksha or Gallagher on Acheron's team, I would definitely give Foxian Prayer to one of them. Every time they use an attack, she has a 100% base chance to reduce attack enemy target's defense. But see, that's a debuff. So that gives the sustain on the team a way to help Acheron, because both Gallagher and Linksha, neither of them have any sort of like debuffs on basic attack or E. Now Gallagher gains an attack debuff on his enhanced basic, but that's after he ults. But since both Gallagher and Linksha have attacks basically throughout their entire rotation, Gallagher mostly does basic attack unless he has to E, and Linksha is going back and forth between her basic attack and her E, depending on what the situation calls for. Them getting Foxian Prayer helps Acheron. Let me also think. Yeah, I would just give it to the sustain, especially since both of them are really good breakers. But let's see, for every other team, I mean, it is what it is. Like Firefly definitely benefits from that. Firefly benefits from that. Hell, even Fei Shao benefits from that, even though I don't think Fei Shao wants Fugue on the team. Well, not her best setup wouldn't want her, but it would be useful. She would use her. Let's just say that. That's cool though. The attacked enemy target. Wait, so wouldn't that mean that anyone with an AoE that would apply defense down to everybody? Like blast is up in the air because like there are some abilities where blast attacks only have these sort of clauses that affect the central target but they don't affect the adjacent targets. Wait a minute, hold on. We have precedence for that. We have precedence for that. I'm dumb because uh let's see, where my girl at? Doesn't her E do the same thing? On the enemy target and adjacent targets. Oh, target enemy and adjacent targets. Okay. So this is probably going to differ depending on who's attacking, but AOE is all targets. So AOE means everyone gets hit with its defense down. That's crazy, man. There's so much you can get out of this E, and I haven't even gotten to the rest of the kit. I'm liking this. Okay, let's see. Ultimate deals fire damage to all enemies. This instance of attack ignores weakness type to reduce the toughness of all enemies. Ooh, rainbow weakness. Trigger fire weakness break effect when enemies become weakness broken in this way. Ooh. If she's dealing rainbow toughness, if she's dealing rainbow toughness, yeah, if she's dealing rainbow weakness damage to everybody, her ult has to have a very powerful toughness modifier to it. It has to if it's ignoring weakness type. That's really good. That is insane. Okay, let's see. Talent. Well, figureways on the field, enemy targets are afflicted with exo toughness, defaulting to an exo toughness value equal to 50% of their respective maximum toughness. So if the enemy's 100 toughness, their exo toughness is 50. While figureways on the field and after weakness broken, enemies are attacked by allies, transform the toughness reduction of this attack into one instance of super break damage. Wait a minute. So so are we replacing Michael Jackson? Or are we replacing Ron Me on Firefly's team? Nah, it can't be. We can't be replacing Michael Jackson yet. In fact, I think this will be insane with Michael Jackson. I mean, Harmony Trailblazer, by the way. I mean, he's basically Michael Jackson. Come on now. So she has 4 super break. I see this. Oh man, that's gonna be difficult for Firefly's team. Okay, so the way I see it is, if you don't have Rame, this is your Rame replacement. This is who you get if you don't have Rame. If you have Rame, then you can opt to replace no, I still wouldn't replace Harmony Trailblazer in that regard. Because Harmony Trailblazer still has the best break effect support ability in the game. Like until that E4 gets replaced, they're here to stay. There's no way you don't run Harmony Trailblazer. Especially because their backup dancer gives super break. And their traceability enhances super break damage. No, there's no way. There's no way we replace Harmony Trailblazer right now. Like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not with. Oh yeah, and we got delay, and they have delay, and then we have the super break buff. 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 And then we have And then there's the break effect buff here, and then the super break convert here. Where's the See, this ability right here is stupid. This is why Harmony Trailblazer isn't going anywhere. That ability, this ability right, Dove and Top Hat. This ability is stupid. That ability is so dumb. No, there's no way. So it sounds like the new break meta for Firefly is going to be her, Michael Jackson, Fugue, and Lingsha. We're buffing super break damage and action delay on break, and giving break effect, as well as converting the super break. There's no way. Man, people call Firefly fire flop and shit, or fraud fly. Nah, her team just got turboed like crazy. But you know who else likes this though too? Anyone with rainbow toughness will still likes this. So that's Akaron, that's Shuyi, that's Fei Xiao. Fei Xiao especially loves it because she deals increased weakness break efficiency when the enemy isn't broken, and then they are broken, she just deals more damage. And with Exo toughness, ooh, that's gonna be so dumb. Okay, the technique. After you study inflict daze that lasts for 10 seconds to all enemies in a certain area. Dazed enemies will not attack. After entering battle by attacking dazed enemies, Fugue AVs by 40%, 100% base chance of inflicting all enemies targets with the same debuff as applied to her skill lasting 2 turns. So she could apply the defense down 2 turns. You know, that's actually really good too, because you know why? Because that actually triggers Acheron stacks at the beginning of the fight. Okay. So far so good. So far so good. Now let's look at these traces. 28% effect hit rate, 24% break effect, 10% HP. Okay, I'm cool. I'm cool with the effect hit rate. I'm cool with the break effect. Although it's weird because why her break effect doesn't seem. Do we have break effect in this tree here? We don't. Okay, Gwyneth is break focus. Let me see. Let me see her stat. No, I'm looking at the wrong place. I'm dumb. Gwyneth. Use Gwyneth as a basis. 24%. Okay. Okay, that's about par for the course. HP, I guess it's okay considering that she's got a pretty high HP stat. So we're building effect hit rate on the body, and I guess the orb is either going to be a defense or HP. I think I'm a roll HP. I think I'm a roll HP. Okay. Increase this unit's break effect by 30%. Immediately recovers 1 skill point after using E for the first time. Okay, so she gets a 30% break effect increase. Alright, so let me pull out our handy day calculator here. So we're already starting off at 24% break effect. So with that traceability, we're at 54% break effect, right? After an enemy target's weakness becomes broken, increase all allies' break effect by 15% for 2 turns. This can stack up to 2 times. After an enemy's weakness becomes broken. So it doesn't have to be her. So that's a 30% break effect boost for 2 turns. No, no, there's no way. There's no way. There is no way. No, I refuse. We are not getting rid of Harmony Trailblazer. That's another buff to break effect. That's another break effect buff for now. Which means Dove and Top Hat scales higher now. Granted, it's not better than Ruan May scaling. Is it better than Ruan May scaling? Hers is passive. A passive 10%. I'm passive 20%. I'm sorry. Passive 20%. That's an unconditional 20% compared to an unconditional 20% compared to. I mean, let's face it. We're facing multiple enemies in the current game environment really often. So let's just say this is 30% for 2 turns. Could you imagine not needing a sustain for Firefly's team? And it's just Firefly, Michael Jackson, Roy Man, and Fugue? No. No. You know how much? Oh, man. I got to see how high that break effect stat. I got to see how high the break effect stats are going to get with that. That is crazy. Let's see. Well, let me think. 54%. Let's see. 54% break effect, and then like when she gets this 30% here, that's 84% break effect. I'm pretty sure her light cone increases break effect too. We obviously want to put Iron Cavalry on her, which is funny because I've been farming that set recently because I had nothing better to farm for her, so I started farming that set. I'm glad I did now. Okay. Oh. All right, let's look at these dupe abilities, and then I'm gonna go look at the light cones. I know the light cones here. Ally with Foxy and Prayer increases weakness break efficiency by 50%. That's E1? Ooh, okay. So we have 2 different teams. We have 2 different teams for break. We're gonna have 2 different break teams, right? So boom, 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 and Fugue, right? So if actually hold on, let me go. Let me pull Boot Hill too. Because we gotta put Boot Hill in this discussion too. The Boot Hill's the only other break focus well besides Rapper, but like he's dedicated single target break focus. I want to put him out there. You know what? Let's put Rap out too while we're at it because she's a break focus erudition character. Okay, so we have some options for break here. If we want to focus on break efficiency for Firefly's team, then it's going to be Firefly, Fugue, fuck where Rame at? Alright. Rame and Alicia. Because Rame has weakness break efficiency on E. And then Fugue's E1 is another 50% weakness break efficiency. So we're practically doubling weakness break efficiency on Firefly's team. What does that say for Boot Hill? Boot Hill's team is somewhat similar, except Boot Hill is able to Boot Hill has more flexibility. His team is more flexible in that he can actually get away with running a sub DPS. Like that's the only problem with Firefly's team. She can't get away with running a sub DPS. I mean, she technically can, but like her best team setup doesn't have room for sub DPS. And even then, our options are very limited for that. Because Firefly, like one of Firefly's major weaknesses is she's only as good as you can get her with like everything on the team. Boot Hill will just beat all ass by himself. Like any help we give him just makes him a lot better. For Boot Hill, man, I'm thinking Fugue, Michael Jackson, and like maybe Alicia for sustain. He doesn't need Ruan May as much as like Firefly will. Ruan May's kind of like not terribly important to Boot Hill's team. I wouldn't call her mandatory like I would call her mandatory for Firefly. Fugue would definitely go on this team though. Oh, that defense down, that weakness break efficiency. Oh man, Boot Hill would just. I mean, Boot Hill's already shredding weaknesses by himself. Oh, that's so crazy. That's a really good E1 ability. Um, I haven't talked much about Rappa. Rappa's a really interesting character considering she's erudition break focus, but that also kind of screws her out of light cones. You're either running Charmony Festival, the Fall of Charmony Festival, or her signature light cone. But she has Rainbow Toughness too. I would say like her, Michael Jackson, Fugue definitely. Because again, like I wouldn't consider Rame important for her team. I would consider Rame important for Firefly's team. That's the only team I feel Rame is like the most vital for. Even when we consider that her light cone is better used on Harmony Trailblazer. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. Okay, looking good. We're looking good here. Okay, so E2, when an enemy target weakness is broken, Fugue restores 5 energy. After she uses her ultimate, all allies are AV by 24%. Excuse me? She AVs everybody on ult? No way. No way. By 24%? Okay, that makes it curious. What's relics? Where's Eagle at? Eagle's 25 on ult. Wait, let me see. All allies actions. So she AVs herself. She has built-in Eagle effect. Built-in Eagle 4-piece effect, but it's for the whole team. So that's also like not relic. What's that Harney like on? Dance, dance, dance? Yeah, that's basically. So she has S5 dance, dance, dance in her kit. She has S5 dance, dance, dance in her kit. That's crazy. Hey yo, what if like because I already said we put Iron Cavalry on Fugue definitely. What if we put Eagle on? What if we put Eagle on her too? Like, hear me out. Put Eagle on her, and she AVs by 59%. You know how often she would get turns? But then at the same time, that does since the Foxian prayer on buff ticks down on her turn, you kind of don't want that. Like you don't want fast food grade. It's just like how like Jade doesn't want speed. She just wants to like Jade doesn't want speed. Like she wants her debt collector to get more turns than her. I wouldn't do this, but I'm definitely going to experiment with it. I'm gonna run it just for shits and giggles to see how that works. Oh, that is so crazy. I mean, Thief is also really good for her too if you want to focus on energy. But keep in mind that excuse me. Keep in mind she has to be the one to break in order to get that. So we're still better off putting Iron Cavalry on her. 250% break effect. See, I kind of wish Fugue had some sort of break effect scaling. Like, because I was thinking about it when I was reading like her trace abilities, and I was in my head like, I feel like something's missing from this kit. Like, it just feels like nowadays a lot of units have some kind of stat to stat scaling ability. Like Jiaochu has effect to attack scaling, which is crazy because his attack can get monstrously high because of that scaling. Like it's like the best scaling ability. It's like the best scaling ability in the whole game. The higher you uh the higher you can get his basic attack to, the crazier that scaling is. Because that's percentage scaling. So the higher his attack is when that's being applied. Oh man, dude. Yeah, I feel like she needs some kind of. I feel like she needs some kind of scaling. Like, what if she scale break effect based on effect hit? Dude, yeah. What if she scale, or what if she scale weakness break efficiency based on effect hit rate? That sounds kind of broken. Um, Damn, that is kind of busted. Now I think about it. I don't give a shit. I like busted. But yeah, that's crazy. E2, she has built-in S5 dance. That. Oh, wow. Okay. E4. What we got? For every attack used by ally with Foxian Prayer, there's a 100% base chance to increase the attack enemy's target damage taken at 15% for 2 turns. Wait. So, because that's an independent. That's an independent ability from a defense down. Because that's damage received. Yeah, that's damage received. So she would inflict defense down and damage received. Is she the best debuffer? Is she the best debuffer in the game? No way. At E4, she at E4, no, she's totally the best debuffer in the game. At E4, absolutely not. She's the best debuffer in the game. I haven't even looked at the light cone yet. I'm pretty sure the light cone is going to solidify that for me. At E4, because she's already doing defense down. Because she already has defense down in the thing. Where's it at? There it is. Considering that most of the characters she would give this to hits multiple enemies. Right, that's Akron on O, Akron on E, Lingsha on E. And that's 23% defense down. Like 23% is crazy. And if we're running get rid of all this. If we're running my fucking goat over here, Jiaochu, with his crazy ass, increase ultimate damage with his busted ass Ashen Roast ability, which is a damage received debuff, and his light cone increases damage received too, and it could be enhanced if there's a dot in the application, but it has to be from the wearer though. Oh, by the way, this is why Gwyneth is actually even better now because of this light cone. This is her best light cone, by the way. Just Gwyneth side note, but like put her with Jiaochu. I think legitimately that combo replaces Raw and May on Acheron's team. So Acheron, Jiaochu, Fugue, and Lingsha, because even Lingsha contributes to damage boosting. That's the wrong type. Because Linksha increases break damage received. She increases break damage received, and then her Lycon has woe free state, which is 10% increased damage. And then that turns into 18% at 150% break effect, which is really easy. Like I'm at like a base 207 just without, like I'm at 207 without this on my Linksha. Because let me think. If I compare, let's do this. Let's compare Fugue to Ruame. Let's see. 32% damage, 36% damage. All type res penetration. And then ignoring defense, increasing attack with hitting enemies with weakness break. See, this is also what makes it hard to replace her too, because if she's at E2, you kind of want to put her together with Fugue in some comps. Because like you can make a case for putting E2 Ruan made together with Fugue and Firefly comp. Because if Firefly's hitting weakness break enemies, then Firefly is getting that 40% attack boost. And remember, she has an attack to break effect scale. And this doesn't, and that doesn't, this has no cap. This is hard. Damn, this is hard. E6 and E4 kind of don't matter because those are just for Ruame. But except for this. Her field being 3 turns instead of 2 is actually rather insane. Damn, that's tough. Damn, y'all had to make this bitch that good. Shit. Wow, but you know what? That's actually a good thing. So that means we have options. Because no, not a lot of people still have Ruan May, and even more so, people may not have her duped like I do. Because I got her at E2 with an S5 Lycon, and like I like there's no reason for me to not use her, like over anyone else. Where's the E6 at? Increase Fugue's weakness break efficiency by 50%. While there's an ally with Foxing Prayer on the field, all allies are regarded as having Foxing Prayer. Wait. So at E6, when she grants Foxing Prayer to one ally, the entire party is considered to be in Foxian Prayer. You know who that reminds me of? Where my baby at? There she is. Her E6 does something like that, except for her. Is it at E6? Yeah, here you go. When Debt Collector exists on the field, Jay's quantum res pin increases and Jay gains Debt Collector. Man, they kind of cooked, but all right. Before I say anything about how I feel about this kit right now, I gotta look at the Lycon. So let's look at the Lycon. Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful ass Lycon. I need that Lycon. Why are all the fucking Luofu girls so fucking pretty, bro? Why are they all so damn pretty, dude? Like these are some of the prettiest characters I've seen in this game. I know I miss some. Like look at this shit. Like look how oh, beautiful. So why are all the willful characters so good? I can't. Okay, anyway, back to this Lycon. 952 HP, 476 attack, 661 defense. So wait a second. Let me look at that defense stat again. 557. We said that's the highest defensive stat in the Hildy, right? So 557. 557 plus 611. No, 5. I typed it wrong. 557 plus 661. 1218. Oh, that's kind of insane, actually. I can't think of many characters who end up with a defense stat that high. Not without using relics. I think we put a defense orb on her. That would make her defense insane. For the Hildy character, anywho, increase break effect by 60%. Okay, so what did we say before? We said she's at 24%. We said she's at 24% break effect. 30, that's 54. So with the light cone, she's at 114% break effect. I have my game open. Let me pull some up real quick. Go to my characters real quick. Characters, slingshot, relics, rope. Okay, break effect is 64.8. So we add that 64.8. That's 178.8% break effect. That's not bad. It's really good. Really good, actually. 178% break effect. When an enemy's target weakness becomes broken, there's a 100% base chance to inflict charring state, which increases break damage taken by 20% for 2 turns. This can stack twice. Stack 2 times. So 40% cap 60. This just sounds like she's made for Firefly. Okay. I think with her light cone, I think we replace I think we if you don't have Ron May, this is who you use in her place. If you do have Ron May, depends on what you have with her, like how like your dupes, your like your light cone setup, pretty much all of that. All that's gonna depend. Because I still don't see, like, with enough dupes, I don't see Ron May getting replaced. If we're talking purely from a break damage standpoint, then that kind of changes things. Well, like for example, let's look at my setup here, because like I have the E2. This helps Firefly, and then we have the S5 light cone, which we're just gonna put on Michael Jackson, because Michael Jackson uses it better than Ron May does, which is funny. Well, they use it better because they get to their ult faster. So there's actually not a lot of pressure to hit that ult in 3 turns, because Trailblazer hits it in 3 turns easy. Hell, in some cases they'll hit it in 2 if the enemies are just getting repeatedly broken. And exo toughness doesn't completely break an enemy, but it still counts as an enemy getting broken. Which means, yeah, that's cray. That's cray. That's cray. Yeah, but okay. After thinking about it a bit more, I think we put Fugue on the team. So Firefly team, we put We put Firefly, Michael Jackson, Linksha, and Fugue. Yeah, I think that's the Firefly team. That's the Firefly team. I can't if I'm looking at her from an E6 standpoint, we put her on the team. We definitely put her on the team. Because let's think about this. Foxy Prayer is a 20%. Well, okay, maxed out is a 50% break effect boost. 50% break effect boost. And then when enemies are broken, all allies get 15% break effect. And this stacks twice. That's 30%. So what if you gave, like, think about it, Foxy and Prayer on Trailblazer? So let me pull my game back up. Let me show you something. So where is 280, right? So let me see if I can just get into a quick scrap, right? Uh, I don't. I wanna illustrate this point. I really want to. I really want to illustrate this point, right? I got no Michael Jackson setups. Hold on, ain't right. Boom, 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 boom. Right. Oh, I'm dumb. Boom, 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 boom. Cool. Uh, all right. Let's activate the technique. That's 30% break effect. All right. Now I want to look at this. Boom, boom, and look at the break effect. 330, right? What's Dove and Top Hat doing? Dove and Top Hat is giving, because remember Dove and Top Hat doesn't apply to Trailblazers, it applies to everybody else. Dove and Top Hat is giving nearly 50% break effect. So that was 330, right? 330, and we're gonna set Trailblazer up for like instant ult. And so let's set this up because their break effect stat is gonna be insane. Like I just know it. So they're currently at 363, and then their Dove and Top Hat is giving 54.4% boost. %. So we're giving them uh-oh. Acting up. There we go. So we're giving them 30, we're giving them 50% with Foxy and Prayer. Where is it? There we go. 50% with Foxy and Prayer. 30% if on double stack. Also keep in mind, at E6, anyone with Foxy and Prayer gets Weakness Break Efficiency plus 50%. Like this is just already there. So break damage vulnerability state. So what I say we were at 363 after ult. So I forgot to I forgot to hit the technique before I started. I want to see technique plus ult. Technique plus ult is, because that should have been higher. Technique plus ult is, I'm doing it right now. Technique plus ult is 391% break effect. So we're giving them 50% weakness break efficiency, 50% break effect with 30, so that's 80% break effect. I'm just running some numbers here because that dub and top hat buff is about to be crazy. 391.1. So we're at 391. 391.1. I did that wrong. 1.1. That's 15%. Yeah, 58.9. So 391. So we're giving them 80% break effect. That's putting them at 471.1. And we go 15%. That's 70.9% break effect. They get off of that. And keep in mind, the first time they use E, their toughness damage is doubled. And this is affected by weakness break efficiency. And when they hit E6, they get 2 more hits of that E. So their E is a total of 6 bounces. Imagine hitting one enemy with that. 6 bounces with 100% toughness reduction. On top of that, having weakness break efficiency 50% with Foxy and Prayer. And having the extra 80% from break effect. And keep in mind, imaginary break is imprisonment, which also causes action delay, and that gets stronger. Through break effect. Did we just turbo the fuck out of Harmony Trailblazer? Did we really just turbo the fuck out of Harmony Trailblazer with Fugue? I think we did. 471% break effect. That's a damn near 71% BE boost to the whole party, except for them. That's great. Wow. I still feel like she needs some scaling, but this is a solid start for This is a solid start. Also keeping in mind, if she herself is in Foxy and Prayer, she too is getting that 50% weakness. She's getting that break effect increase, that weakness break efficiency. Wait a minute. E6 is a passive 50% effect. So if all allies are considered being Foxian Prayer, she's getting uh-uh. Uh-uh. No way. Oh no. Anyone who pulls her to E6, you are golden. You are golden. Now let's see. Is she the best debuffer in the game? Let's think about it. At E6, is she the best debuffer in the game? I'm looking at E6 purely from E6 standpoint, because at E0, we're just gonna say the answer. We're just saying that the answer is no. The answer is definitely no at E0. We don't discuss that unless she's at E4. But let's think about it. She's giving defense down, damage received, weakness break efficiency, higher break effect boost. Her light cone gives break damage vulnerability. Yeah, I would say she's the best debuffer in the game. And what's that defense down? At 23%. Now let's put some in perspective here, because I know a lot of people will say, well, that defense down isn't that impressive. Black Swan is 20.8% on E. And that's everybody. Like, a lot of people don't talk about that when they talk about Black Swan. Because like we look at, like, let's look at all of our defense, like all our defense down sources. We got Pela and we got Silverwolf, right? The Silverwolf is weakness implant, which honestly is like, it's okay in this day and age. It's not as needed as it used to be. Now keep in mind, her defense down is on ult. And then she gets another 8%. Well, she has a chance to get another 8% when she attacks and implants the bug. So if she hits the 8%, that's 53% on ult. But she has to hit this defense down. That's on ult. Hala's like, we do 40% on ult, which through exposed, which is a defense down debuff, right? Like, that's the thing with both of these characters. Their defense downs are on ult. Meanwhile, Black Swan is defense down on E. They basically made her Black Swan adjacent. She's at 23%. 23% is nothing to sneeze at when you have Jiaochu also over here, who says increased damage received. And this is 35%, because it's 15%, and then the next 4 stacks is 5%. So 15 plus 20 is 35. So we have a 15% defense damage received debuff. We have 15% ult damage vulnerability. And keep in mind also, Acheron at E4 has that permanently. She inflicts that to everybody. 8% ult damage vulnerability. So we consider that, and this 15% here. And then his light cone is another damage received debuff through the unarmored state. And then when they're under dot, which Ashen Rose counts as dot, by the way. So Ashen Rose means they're under a dot state. So he can upgrade unarmored to cornered, which is another 14%. That's a 24% damage vulnerability. on top of the fact he has a 35% damage vulnerability here and 15% ult vulnerability here. You're combining that with 23% defense down. Like, it's basically equivalent to it's equivalent to Black Swan hitting people with E. And hell, if Black Swan had Foxy and Prayer State, that's 23% on top of this. Because that's two different sources of defense down. That's 43.8%. That's crazy. On top of everything else that we just talked about. Like, and we're not talking about a non-break team at this point. We're just talking about like a DPS team like Acheron. I mean, that's the easiest team to talk about now, but yeah, that's crazy. Oh, that's crazy. Ooh. Yeah. Pretty much suffice it to say, at and then we have this 15% damage vulnerability state here too. On top of her having defense down with a break damage vulnerability debuff. Nah. At E6, best debuffer in the game. Best debuffer in the game. Absolutely. And this is just version 1. Which is why I'm not making this verdict definitively, because this is version 1. There's something's going to change. But I still feel like if there's one thing I feel like she needs some form of scaling. Like just like how Jiaochu increases his break effect off of his break effect, but his attack off of effect hit rate. Give Fugue break effect scaling off of effect hit rate. And let it cap. Or maybe even like boost party break effect based on effect hit rate. Oh, that would be so jank. That would be so jank. Oh, but that would be so cool. Cause at that point, nah, it's still not better than Harmony Trailblazer with Rame, like not by a long shot. Man. Okay. So far they cooked. Like, I see where they're going here. They're definitely making her offensive. They definitely made her offensive. She's offensive. She's an offensive debuffer, just like Jiaochu. But Jiaochu is an offensive debuffer. Like, if you've seen the ticks his fire dot does under Ashen Rose, it's crazy. Especially because enemies who are immune to burn can get burned off of Ashen Rose. Because Ashen Rose disguises the burn, so they're not under burn status. They're considered to be burned. Fucking wild. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for now. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll definitely do it. I've been on for about an hour about this. But there's just so much to talk about. There's been so much to talk about with this character. Like, you can pull her and be straight for several teams. Like, she's Ruan May as in the Hildy character. I wouldn't say she's better than Ruan May. I would look at it like this. If Ruan May is more passive, then Fugue is more active. Yeah, she's a lot more active. But Ruan May just sits there and does things. She doesn't need to attack. She just sits there and does things. Now, I will say, I mean, you can still make a case for replacing Harmony Trailblazer, but I wouldn't do it, though. Because think about the potential they would have with all these effects and like being applied to them. This was a buff to Harmony Trailblazer, too. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's going to do it from here. So I still gotta look at Sunday. So we are going to cut here. I'll get this uploaded, and then we're gonna take a look at Sunday's kit. Let me know what you guys think about this character here coming in 2.7 version 1. Remember, this is version 1. And the next time I make a video, we may not be talking about her the same way anymore. But right now, she's incredibly dumb in a good way. So with that, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.